Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial we're going to be making these little refrigerator magnets, or wherever magnets. Anybody that's familiar with quilting, these are called Sunbonnet Sue's. There is a quilt block of her. These are really quick and easy, and you can, well, they're really quick. There's one little part on here that's not so easy, and it's her sleeve right here. But once you get past that, you guys are good. And I got little flowers glued inside her sleeves. But yeah, you guys can play with the kinds of yarn you use. You can play with the hook size. For today's magnet, we're gonna make this one. So you're gonna need a couple things. For her, I used Caron Simply Soft in the color fuchsia and cobalt blue. That actually is a really pretty blue. But I mean, you guys can do all sorts of colors with these. You know, switch it up. You can use Red Heart. You can use Caron Simply Soft. Any 4-weight acrylic is going to work. Now, for this tutorial, I used a 4.5 millimeter hook, and I made her with this. She measures from the bottom to the top roughly about 6.5 inches. And that's using Caron Simply Soft. Oh, they're 6 inches. I'm trying to go from the tallest to tallest point. Yeah, just about 6.5 inches right there. Now I use Caron Simply Soft in that 4.5 millimeter hook. But you don't have to do that. You can use Caron Simply Soft in a 5 millimeter hook. She's just going to be just a tad. She might be 7 inches tall, I'd say, if you use a 5 millimeter. If not 7, pretty dang close. And you're going to need a couple of these little ribbon flowers. I got these little pack at Walmart. And I got these little round magnets off of Amazon. So you're going to need those. And you're going to need a hot glue gun. So, get everything you guys are going to need together, and let's bust a whole bunch of these out. I want you guys to decorate your whole kitchen in just a huge assortment of colors in these. Her rose looks orange on camera, but it's actually really, really bright red. Okay, enough of that. Let's get started. Get all your supplies together, and we're going to do this. Okay, we're going to start with a slip stitch on our hook. And we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip stitch back to your first to close it. And now we're going to work 12 double crochet back into the ring. So chain 1 and then just 12 doubles. I'm working over my tail too. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So go ahead and work your 12 and come back here and I'll meet you where we started. Alrighty, I've made it back around and I've got my 12 doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Oh, so we are going to slip stitch to our first double. So go ahead and slip stitch back. Pull your tail tight, close up that circle. Don't pop your yarn. Okay, so that was round 1. So for round 2, all we're going to do is chain 1, and we're going to work a double crochet right back into that same stitch we slip stitched to. So 1 double. And now we're just working 1 double into each double all the way around. So at the end of round 2, we're going to still have 12 doubles. So that's 2, 3, 4. Now you're going to notice it's going to kind of bunch up. So if you just kind of pull it up a little bit and keep working around, keeping your finger in the middle kind of helps a little. Just double crochet all the way around. So go ahead and finish working that. See how it wants to like bowl. That's perfect. So go ahead and work 1 double crochet all the way around, and I'll meet you back. Alrighty, I've made it around, and all I'm going to do is slip stitch back to my first double just like we did. And there's the end of round 2. So for round 3, we're going to put 2 double crochet into each double, making our stitch count go from 12 to 24. So we're going to chain 1, go right back in there with a double, yarn over, and go right back in there with another double. And then just keep doing that all the way around. 2 double crochet in each double. Okay, go ahead and repeat that all the way around, and I'll meet you guys back at the beginning. Okay, I'm coming back around, putting 2 doubles in each stitch. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Okay, now we're going to slip stitch back to our first, and now you should have 24 double crochet all the way around. Now before we go on to round 4, I'm going to go ahead and snip my tail. It's alright that we don't weave it in. It's going to get glued shut. Okay, now for round 4, 1, 2, 3. For round 4, we're just going to do 1 double crochet in each stitch. Chain 1, sorry. Slip stitch to your first stitch, chain 1, and now we're going to work 1 double crochet in each double crochet around, still having 24 double crochet at the end of round 4. So go ahead and go ahead and keep working 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way around. I can't stop. Alright, repeat all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the beginning. Okay, I've got 1 more to double crochet into, and go slip stitch to our first. Okay, so for round 5, we're going to chain 1, and now what we're going to do is we're going to work 2 into the first, 2 double crochet into the first, which is an increase is what it's known as when you put 2 in one stitch. So we're going to increase in the first, 1 double into the next, increase into the next, which is 2 doubles, and 1 into the next. So we're going to go right back into that first stitch with 2 doubles. Into the next one with 1 double. Into the next one with 2 doubles. Next one gets 1. Give me some slack. So what we're doing is we're slowly increasing it, because if we did it too much, it'd kind of get like like a warp in it. It's weird looking. So we're just going to slowly increase. So we did 2, 1, 2, 1. Next one gets 2. Next one gets 1. Next one gets 2. Next one gets 1. So go ahead and repeat that around, and at the end of round 5 we should have 36 double crochet. So get that done and come back. Okay, so I'm coming back around. I have 1, so my next one gets 2, and my last stitch gets 1, and that's, oops, I missed that, and that's 36 doubles for the end of round 5. So we're going to slip stitch back to our first, and now we're going to start round 6. And round 6 is just 1 double all the way around. So we're going to chain 1, go right back into that stitch with a double, and we're just going to work 1 double all the way around. Easy peasy. So go ahead and work this 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way around, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, so I'm coming back around for row 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. And just working 1 double. Slip stitch to our first. And now we start row 7. So row 7 is similar to the last increase row we did, but instead of 2 double in one stitch, 1 double in the next, 2 double in the next, we're going to work 2 double in one, double in the next, double in the next, 2 double in one. So increase, 1 double, increase. So we're going to chain 1. And we're going to go right back in here with 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. 1 double into the next. 1 double into the next. And now we increase into the next. So 2 double into the next. And that's the repeat. 1 double into the next. 1 double into the next, 2 doubles into the next. One double into the next, 1 double into the next, 2 doubles into the next. So increase 1 1, increase 1 1, increase 1 1, increase 1 1, increase 1 1. So go ahead and repeat that around, and at the end of round 7 we should have 48 double crochet. So go ahead and work that around, and I'll meet you at the end here. Okay, I'm coming back around. I've got 2 double crochet left, and each one is getting 1 double crochet, because there's my increase, single, single, or not single, I mean 1 double, 1 double. And that is the end of round 7. And we're just going to slip stitch to our first, and chain 1. And round 8, which is, and that's the last of this main color, then we're going to do our little shells at the bottom. So round 8, all that is 1 double in each stitch. So we're going to go right back into the same stitch, right there, and work a double. And that's all we're going to do. 1 double in each stitch all the way around, still having 48 double crochets. That was one loop. So go ahead and repeat, keep doing 1 double crochet into each stitch all the way around, and I'll meet you guys at the end. Okay, I'm coming around and I have 1 more double crochet to work into, and now you should still have 48, well, I lost that, 48 double crochet. And now we're going to slip stitch to our first, chain 1, pull up a loop, and when you pull your slip stitch tight, pull it to the side a little bit, because we're going to start right back in there with our new color to start our shells. Okay, so get your new color. For mine, I think I'm going to go with blue. I'm going to go with that pretty blue. Alright, so to start the bottom, we're going to insert our hook right back in there and set that down. Get a slip knot on our hook. Make sure you leave a tail for weaving. Now I'm just going to put that on my hook and pull tight. Now I'm going to pull that through, chain 1, and I'm going to go right back in there with a single. Okay, so now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to skip 2 and single crochet into the third. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip 2, single crochet into the third. Chain 3, 2, 3. Skip 2. Skip 2, single crochet into the third. And we're going to repeat that all the way around. 1, 2, 3. Skip 2, single crochet into the third. So go ahead and repeat that around, and I'll meet you guys at the beginning. Okay, so I've come around, and you can see I have 2 stitches left. So I've worked a single into the, single, chain 3, skip 2, singled into the third. So now I'm going to chain 3, and I'm just going to go right into that first single and work a slip stitch. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch straight into that first chain space. Chain 1. Now we're going to work 6 double crochets back into that chain space. So yarn over 1, get some slack, 2, 3, scooch that all over, 4, 5, and 6. So into the next chain space right here, we're just going to go right in with a single, and then we're going to come straight into the next chain space with 6 doubles. So 1, 2, 3, I keep missing plies. 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to go right into the next chain space with a single crochet, and that's what we're going to do all the way around. So we're going to go right into here with 6 doubles, single in the next, 6 doubles, single in the next. So repeat that all around, and I will meet you guys back here. Okay, so I've come back around and I have one more chain space, so I'm just going to single crochet into there, and I'm just going to slip stitch to that first double, chain 1, pull up a loop, and we are done with our dress. Weave in your ends, and there's our dress. Okay, so now we are going to start on her hat. So go back to your main color, or whichever color you guys choose. Mine's in a huge mess. Well, where is, oh, there it is. Okay, so get a slip knot on your hook. Make sure you leave a tail. And the hat's pretty similar to her dress. So we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. Couldn't do it all of a sudden. Okay, we're going to slip stitch back to our first. Chain 1, and we're going to work 12 double crochet right back into here. Work over your tail so we can pull that tight. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So go ahead and work your 12 double crochet, and I'll meet you when I get mine done. Okay, I've got my 12 double crochet, and I'm going to go ahead and just slip stitch to the first. Pull my tail. And for round 2, we're just going to chain 1, and we're going to work 1 double crochet all the way around. So you should still have 12 double crochet. So go ahead and work that around, and I will meet you guys at the end of round 2. Okay, I've worked 1 double, stop shaking, all the way around. So now I'm going to slip stitch back to my first, and you still should have 12 double crochet. So for round 3, we're going to work 2 double crochet in each stitch all the way around. So chain 1, and we're going to go right back in there with 1 and 2. I keep missing my plies. Okay, so 2 into the next, and 2 into each double all the way around. I'm doing this part a little faster than I did the body, but I hope you guys are understanding. So we're going from 12 to 24. So go ahead and put 2 double crochet into each double, and I'll meet you guys back here. Alrighty, I've come around. I've got 1 more double to work into, and you should have 24 double crochets. Slip stitch to our first, chain 1, and now round 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me. We're just going to work 1 double crochet into each double crochet, still having 24. So all we're doing is leveling out that increase. So go ahead and work your 1 double all the way around, still having 24, and I will meet you guys back here. Okay, so I've got 1 more stitch to work into. 1 more double. Slip stitch to the first. Chain 1. Pull up a loop because we are done with this color. And remember, when you pull that slip stitch tight, pull that to the side because we're going to go in there to work our shells. And I'm just going to go ahead and snip off this tail inside here. And there. So now we are going to get our new color, which for me is the blue. I had to plug my phone in and the charger is like right in my way. Okay, so now I'm going to go right back into that stitch that we slip stitched into. So I'm going to go right in there, set it down, get a slip stitch or slip knot, put it on our hook and pull. So now what we're going to do is pull that through there, chain 1, and we're going to go right back in there with a single crochet. So now the shell for our hat is going to be just a tad bit different than the shell for our dress. So for our hat, we're only going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're only going to skip 1. So we're skipping this one and going into the next one with a single. Chain 2, skip 1, and go into the next with a single. Chain 2, skip 1, into the next with a single. So go ahead and repeat that around. Chain 2, skip 1, single into the next. Go ahead and repeat this around and I will meet you guys at our end right here. Okay, so I've come back and I've worked a single and I've got 1, 2, 3 doubles left. Get these tails out of the way. So I'm going to go ahead and skip this one, single into the next, chain 2, and I'm going to come right across and slip stitch to that first single that we did. I lost all my plies. Okay, so there's the base for our shells. So we're going to do the same thing that we did for the dress. We're just going to slip stitch right to that into that chain 2 space. Chain 1. And now our shells for our hat are only going to be 5 double crochets. So go right in there and we're going to work 5 doubles. 1, 2, 3, scooch, 4, and 5. Single crochet into the next. And 5 double into the next. And that's what we're going to repeat around. 3, 4, and 5. Single into your next chain space. So go ahead and repeat this around. And I will meet you guys back here. Okay, I've worked my way around. I have 1 more chain space, so I'm just going to single crochet in there, and I'm going to jump across here and slip stitch to that first double, chain 1, pull up a loop, and cut, and we are finished with the hat, or her head. Weave in your ends. Here is what she's looking like so far. So the next part we're going to do, I'm not going to lie to you guys, this part, how I'm going to put it is not for the faint of heart. This part is a little tricky. Look at my notes here. Okay, so we're going to start with our main color again. And just like before, we're going to start with a chain of 5. Slip knot. Even though the arm is a little, you know, a little tricky, it's 3 rounds, and that's the hardest part. So we're just going to get past these 3 rounds, and we've got this. So we're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slip stitch back to the first. And chain 1. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we are going to work 6 double crochet into the ring. And the reason that I should have said this, the reason it's tricky is because it's a lot of maneuvering and, you know, knowing where your stitches are. The actual, you know, pattern is simple. It's not hard. It's just knowing, you know, where your next stitch is and that. So we're going to start with 6 doubles. Make sure you're working around your tail. One. This is harder to do on camera. 2. So go ahead and get your 6 double crochet in there and then come back, okay? Okay, so I've got my 6 double crochet in my ring, and this is where it kind of gets pretty tricky. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got to slip stitch all the way around, or, you know, we got to pull all this around and slip stitch to that first. And if you have a hard time finding that first, go ahead and you can mark it with a stitch marker, or, you know, an extra piece of yarn, or get your hook in there and pull it up a little bit. And it kind of stands out. And another thing that helps is keeping a finger in the center of this, you know, our little, the base of our stitches that we're going to pull together. Because what we're doing is we're working up, but it's going to be really small, you know, to make that tiny little arm. Okay, so here's our first. I'm going to come all the way across, get in there, and now I'm just going to put my finger right in the middle, and I'm going to work around my finger. And there we go. So there's our little 6 doubles. So for round 2, we're just going to work 1 double crochet all the way around. So we're going to chain 1, yarn over, we're going to go right back in there with a double. 1, into the next is 2. So go ahead and work 1 double into each. I lost count. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to finish this off camera because it's kind of hard to do under the camera. So go ahead and work 1 double into each of your doubles. So and if it helps, mark that first one with a stitch marker or another color of yarn or what have you. But I am going to go ahead and finish this off camera, and I'll be back in just a second. Okay, so I've got my 6. There's my slip stitch, my chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get my tail out of the way. And I'm going to slip stitch to the first double of the round. Remember, putting your finger inside there kind of helps a little bit. And I'm going to just go ahead and snip this tail off because it's going to be glued shut. Nobody's going to know. Okay. It gets easier this round, guys. You made it through the hardest part. So for round 3, we're going to chain 1, and now we're going to work. We're going to increase in our first stitch, so that means 2 doubles. So we're going to go right in there and we're going to work 2 doubles. 1 and 2. Now we're just going to double crochet in the next 2 double crochets. 1, come around, and 2. Increase in the next, so that means 2 doubles into the next, and 1 double into the next 2. So we've went from 6 to 8. Oops, I yarned over twice. And into the last gets a normal little double. So we have our slip stitch, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now we're going to slip stitch to the first, and we are going to fasten off. So slip stitch, chain 1, pull up a loop, snip, make sure, oops, get out of here, make sure you pull that to the side a little bit, because we're going to go back in there with our blue. And for this, all we're going to do is we're going to work 1 single crochet into each double all the way around. Nothing fancy. So we're going to go right back into that same stitch we slip stitched, get our slip knot, put that on our hook, pull down, and we're going to pull that through. Get my tail out of there. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to go right back in there with a single. And that's what we're going to do all the way around. Single crochet into every double. Now into this last double that we got to work into here, I am actually going to put 2 singles in there. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to give it a little bit of flair, so when I hot glue my little flower in there, I've got plenty of room. Get my tail out of the way. And I'm going to come right across. That first single is a little tight. Slip stitch, chain 1 to fasten, and we're done. That wasn't too bad, was it? I hope you guys can get that. So go ahead and we're going to weave in our ends, and then we're going to glue her all together. Okay, so I'm going to weave in my ends off camera, and then I'm going to get my hot glue gun heated and my magnets and my little flower together, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back and I have all my ends weaved in. Oops, bumped my charger. I have all my ends weaved in, and now I've got all my pieces laid flat with the seam to the back. So make sure you got all your seams to the back, which on this little guy is kind of obvious. Okay, so now I want to talk about the position of her head to the dress. So I'm going to hold this up like this, and what we're going to do is we're going to hot glue the head onto our dress. Now if you notice, just subtle little movements really changes the you know, the look of the overall piece. So you could have her head like this, or you could have it angled down a little bit to like she's looking down, which I like this look. This is how I want mine to look, is just a small little angle. So once I get my angle, I'm just going to set that down. I'm going to put my finger here, and then when I hot glue it, I'm just going to lift this up, squirt the glue in, push it down. And I hope I don't burn myself on camera. Get that position back. Like it right like that. And you can go up and down. Don't go too far down, but I mean, you know, you can slide it down a little bit or pull it up a little bit. But I like the way she looks just like that. So I'm going to set that down. Get my hot glue gun. I'm going to pick it up. Put a squirt in there. Do the little ice cream cone thing. And hold that down. Just like that. Now with her sleeve, I went ahead and just kind of put my pinky in there just to get that bow to open up a little bit. And I chose a yellow flower to go inside there just because I like the you know, the little hidden bit of color you see if you turn her just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead, take my hot glue gun, and I'm just going to squirt it some in there. Take my flower and set it in there, making sure you got your seam to the back. So now this piece should be dry to be able to pick it up. Now we're going to figure out where we want our arm. So she can kind of go straight under the hat, or you can bring it to the back a little bit, which I like that. I like to bring it to the back just a tad bit, just past this last shell right here. So I'm going to lay her down, and I'm keeping my finger there so her arm doesn't move. And I'm just going to pick the tap back up, squirt some glue in there, and let it go back down. A little string of glue there. Ta-da! Aren't these adorable? Oh, we gotta do the magnet. I forgot. I got excited. I love the color combo. Whenever I was picking out these colors, I thought for sure this wouldn't look that good, but I love it. And I love how you can see, I'll hide her just a little bit more. That yellow pops out. I love that. Okay, so now we're going to do the magnets. So what I would do is I put one on her head. So I'm just going to squirt some on there. Put the magnet there. And then I like to put one hot glue string all over me. I'm going to put one like right about in there, about the middle of her dress. I can't get this hot glue string off me. So I'm just going to squirt it on there, do the ice cream thing, and set my magnet on there. And we are done. I hope you guys like this. This is going to be something that makes me think of my grandma. This was stuff that she had on her refrigerator when I was growing up. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really do, because I worked hard to get this perfect just for you guys and me. But there's a bunch of things that you guys could add to her. Like I've seen some that have fake hair inside of here, or a little boot or something out the bottom. But I like her just like this. So anyhow, thank you guys for watching. I truly and honestly appreciate it. I hope you guys make these and have fun with all the crazy colors you guys could come up with. And if you do, post to my Facebook group or my Instagram page. All that information is going to be in the description box. I'll have the link to my Facebook group, my Instagram, Twitter, Etsy, TikTok, and my email's down there in case you guys have any questions. So check that out. Hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up, and tell me what you guys think. Make a whole bunch of these. Decorate your whole kitchen with them. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Bye.